Okay, hi guys. I'm Victoria Mead, and we are presenting this week on vertically integrated healthcare networks. And then the rest of my group members are Kayla and Lennox. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump right in it. Okay, scroll down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the first topic we're going to touch on is multi-hospital systems. So let's first answer what a multi-hospital system is. According to the AHA, it is two or more hospitals owned, leased, sponsored, or contract managed by a central organization. So these would be hospitals, clinics, physician group practices. Okay, next one. Okay, so why integrate? Why become a multi-hospital systems? So purchasers like this one-stop shopping. Pretty much it'll minimize their transactions, and also it eliminates duplicate equipment and reduces uncertainty of quality care. Since they're owned by since it's owned by one organization, multiple hospitals will run in the same kind of way. And then there's lots of other benefits that we'll get to here on the next slide. Okay, so some of the benefits of a multi-hospital system. So when these systems grow and they acquire more entities within this system, they have more opportunities to optimize their investments. And they also get to achieve cost reductions through GPOs, which we've learned in the past are group purchasing organizations. And then within these systems, they can have strategic partnerships within other hospitals and various health providers. And they also have diversified portfolios of activities. And within them, they can also have very different joint learning opportunities. So multi-hospital systems can be for-profit, and also not-for-profit. And then some multi-hospital systems manage various provider organizations that are under contract from another entity. So next we're going to talk about some examples of some multi-hospital systems. So yeah, some of these are pretty common, like Advocate Healthcare. There's quite a few on here from various places of the country. So Methodist is from Omaha. Then you have South Florida. Advocate Healthcare, I know, is in Illinois. And so as you can see, there's a lot of different providers that are within a multi-hospital system. And yeah, so that is a multi-hospital system. And then next, Kayla is going to be touching on a vertically integrated healthcare system.
All right, guys, so starting with vertically integrated healthcare network, we're going to answer what it is first. So Mosby's medical dictionary defines vertically integrated healthcare network as a health delivery system in which the complete spectrum of care, including financial services, is provided within a single organization. The ideas are based on unified leadership. An example of unified leadership would be the collaboration and communication that occurs within the health professionals in this network. Vertically integrated healthcare networks are more cost efficient for supplies and services. The care is also more advanced under a vertically integrated healthcare network. Patients also receive complete care, treatment, and their overall well-being is improved because physicians are more involved with them, and they're able to spend more time with them instead of having to split their time with organizing and managing their facilities. Vertically integrated healthcare networks also can consist of for-profit and not-for-profit hospitals. It is important, though, to note that vertically integrated healthcare networks are multi-hospital systems. However, not all multi-hospital systems are vertically integrated healthcare networks. And that's just because not all multi-hospitals operate with their own health insurance companies. And next slide. So in a vertically integrated healthcare network, the system has ownership of facilities, physicians, and health insurance under a single corporate structure. And the instructor, he put on one of his slides an umbrella. That would be the actual corporate structure, and then it has little branches coming out beneath, so that was a great diagram to look at as well. But I kind of made a little summary at the bottom of my page too. So physicians, hospitals, and insurance are mainly the main focal points of this network. And it includes physicians who are employed or on contract to the system, owns and or manages provider organizations, owns one or more captive health insurance companies, and next slide. So vertically integrated healthcare networks are a physician-driven system, unified clinical and administrative cultures. It has a long history with sufficient time to help develop this culture, and strong economic interdependence among the physicians, hospitals, and the health plans. Next slide. So some examples of vertically integrated healthcare networks are Kaiser Permanente, which is a huge one, Intermountain Healthcare Inc., which is located in Salt Lake City, Utah, Cleveland Clinic, and then we also have St. John's Health System, which is in Springfield, Missouri. And so now I'm going to be handing it over to Lennox, and he's going to cover kind of the difference between multi-hospital systems and the vertically integrated.
Yeah, hello. As you can see, Kayla and Victoria have touched on these topics already, but I would like to quickly go over some of the few things that the role of physicians in multi-hospital systems, as well as vertical integrated system. Now, with multi-hospital systems, the owners they own provider organizations, hospitals, clinics, physician group practices, and many others. Some other hospital systems also manage provider organization and the contract for other entities. Now, all, like she said already, all integrated healthcare network are multi-hospital systems. Not all multi-hospital systems are integrated healthcare network because they do not operate their own health insurance. Next slide. Now, the figure here indicate some of the multi-hospital systems. So you can see that there are some of these participants organizations. So these are examples of multi-hospital systems. You can see we have the Advocate Healthcare. And you can, one thing I wanted you to note here is the payer mix. You see that the payer mix here is based on an inpatient discharge, including on unborn babies. So you see where you have Medicare and Medicaid, managed care. Then you have like 7% pay, and then one other. So you can differentiate between all the participant organizations. You can differentiate between them, and then geographically where they are. I hope you can find some of these what organizations in your area. Next slide, please. Okay. Now, before I touch on this, which is the vertical integrated system, I would like to talk a little bit about this. Now, with the vertical integrated healthcare system, what happened here is that the vertical integrated networks have an advantage because they include the stakeholder likely to be harmed by a horizontal organization, which can raise prices, reduce quality, withhold services, and other control market. Now, to prevent non-competitive outcome of the horizontal affiliation, providers forming vertical networks should compass the following stakeholder and empower them in a transparent and accountable partnership, specifically organized to build an efficient and effective health system. Okay, now, so back to the slide. You'll see again, we talk about the roles of physicians, hospital and health insurance in a vertical integrated health network. Now, the diagram here shows you how the system works. You have the health plan, the hospital, the physicians, and then you have the pharmacy, and then you have the home health agencies. Now, one thing I want you to know, and that this with the Now, what happened here is that adversary relationship with the third-party payer are arguable number one threat to provider survivors. Now, so it is hard to imagine improving the medical marketplace until hospital and health plans work together to build an efficient and effective delivery system. Now, the potential benefit for the provider or payer collaboration surely will come sooner if both parties contribute their unique and complementary expertise according to the economic law of comparative advantage. Now, with very few exceptions, hospitals don't have the resources or skills to start their own insurance company, nor are insurance companies generally competent to provide health services. They need each other to succeed in the marketplace, but other partners must also be at the table to prevent harmful pollution. Now, with the physician, which is the medical group, the physician relations are surely a clause which is also number two on the list of threats to provider viability. Now, hospital can exist without a medical staff, but many physicians can be successful without a hospital. Now, however, hospitals have a much better access to capital and can create technological infrastructure it needed to support the 21st century health care. Now, in return, physicians leaders need to help steer hospital away from their focus on inpatient care. Physicians hospital integration should be structured to build a better health system, not to preserve 20th century hospital, because medical science and technology are rapidly reducing the need for the brick building with beds. Now, next slide. These are examples of vertical integrated health network. As you can see, this comes from the reading from lesson 9. These are the top 25 health integrated network, healthcare network. Please, you can go through them and see if you can find some of them in your area. The next slide. Okay, now let's talk about integration here. Now, with the horizontal, we've been the multi-system and the vertical. What happened here is that clinical integration is established on horizontal and vertical plane. Now, the horizontal integration is among the various services offered for the same period of care. Example, follow-up in the community and job market integration. Two, the vertical integration is among the various levels associated with this process. Example, again, between hospitals, between hospitalization and post-hospital follow-up. Next slide, please. Okay, consent for physicians. Now, you may notice that something here. You may notice something missing from all this. Now, doctors, which I think I talked about that earlier on. Vertically integration requires skills to work. Doctors don't work at scale, and they rightly fear becoming just cog in a bigger machine. Okay, this is from the street. Next slide, please.
So these are just our sources we used, and then thank you for watching our presentation, everyone. We're done.
All right. Well, good job. Very good. I liked a lot of those slides that you had in there. Great information. A lot to kind of soak in and see there. So I appreciate the work that you've put into it. Just a couple questions for you, then I'll let you go.
Okay.
If I can get one or two answers to, as you were researching, was there any specific thing or two things that stood out to you between vertical integration or multi-hospital systems, anything like that that stood out to you that you didn't already know?
While studying vertically integrated healthcare networks, I found it very interesting just kind of the way the physicians were able to spend more time with the patients, which was kind of helped making things a little bit more efficient. They were able to do that instead of having to manage and kind of run their own facility. And I didn't know that, so that was interesting to me.
Cool. Anybody else?
Yeah, something that I thought that was really interesting is, so this past summer I got to live in the Chicago area, and so I was going to Advocate Healthcare a lot, and it was really cool for me to learn about multi-hospital systems and learn that they were a part of that. And for me, it was really cool to learn that this really is applicable to my life, and even those who aren't going to be in the healthcare administration field, like they utilize these facilities. And so I thought it was really interesting that it makes so much sense to me that these vertical these vertical integrated healthcare systems, and then like Advocate Health, these multi-hospital systems exist because the benefits to me seem highly beneficial. So
Very good.
Well,
Go ahead, Lennox.
okay, I was looking at the disadvantage of the vertical consolidation, and what I found was very intriguing, because some of the points that I came across was like, he said that the bureaucrats end of a company becomes much more difficult. Again, the another point that I found was the upstream supplier may not be able to match the demand of the downstream distribution centers. Now, adding additional service to a company may cause an overall quality loss. Costs might become higher due to lack of competition in the market. Then the last one was product variety is much reduced. So I was surprised. I mean, coming across it, because I was thinking that with vertical integration, it might have less disadvantage than advantage.
All right, good. One last question for whoever would like to answer this. I noticed early on in the slide, I don't know if I can find it real quick here. You talked about the advantages of a, let's see here, vertical integration system. Why someone would want to do it? Well, why wouldn't a hospital network not want to do a vertically integrated system?
I would say it's probably because it's kind of hard to differentiate between the different systems at hospitals, because they're all so similar and they provide the same services and supplies. So I feel like the competition would kind of be lacking in that sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then something I'd like to add to that is I also think that like a vertically integrated healthcare system sounds great, but just doing some reading, I don't think that it was as great as everyone had like played it out to be. And so I think that they were expecting like maybe more money or things like that, and it wasn't necessarily living up to like the expectations that it was holding. And so I could see a lot of like hesitation in that sense, because things can sound really great like when you write it on paper and like when you have it all planned out, but when you actually like put it into action, sometimes you get your hopes up a little bit. So
All right, very good. Great answers, all three of you. I appreciate the time that you spent into the presentation and hanging out with me for this last little bit. I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your Monday, unless there's anything else either one of you three would like to add.
I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you guys. Have a
Thank
great rest of your day. Thanks for your hard work.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.